Guys, welcome. So basically, we're gonna do a complete engine teardown as we grenaded our combo, parts left from all different avenues. So it's what happens, part of the game. So guys, once again, welcome to the channel. This is Pulsar Turbo SA, Air-Volution Motorsport Racing channel. Do share and do subscribe. Thanks for watching. Do enjoy. Looks like cylinder 3/4 there and there. Hello from the other side. Yes, yes. Yeah. Well, all the other rods seem to be perfect. Only rod number 3 snapped right there. All the other rods perfect. Okay, the rest of the piston is definitely left the building. Hello from the other side. So guys, just a quick strip down of the remaining pistons. Always interesting to know and see what the big end bearings look like after you lose a rod, you know, for whatever reason, especially in an application like this. So first thing we notice on the big end bearings, on all 5 remaining, is that all of them seem to be fine, except of course the little scorch and debris build up and scarring a little bit of the bearing, but that's normally cause of contamination in the oil or some sort of foreign object that's been introduced into that bearing. But in terms of oil pressure, they all seem to be fine. No discoloration, no blue color or anything like that. So all the rods survived. I mean, well, what's left of it. So I think we're going to introduce the one that left the group chat. Boom. Uncle Rodney over there decided to leave the chat. But also, guys, interesting to note the discoloration on number 3. Interesting to see the color. The color tells a telltale sign. And also, if you notice, guys, that's a stock 2JZ piston. turbo piston, that is. This one is completely destroyed. The whole gudgeon pin, the whole bottom section of the piston is gone. So a couple of things could have caused it to fail. We would actually say, technically speaking, only two things. When you lift the RPM with these thin wrist pins, that's when something like this tends to happen. And it could have let go because we upped the RPM to over 8,000 or just around 8,000 RPM, or this started to fail for some reason, and that locked up. And as it locked up, and while those were going up, that ripped apart. But one would argue and say, if this locked up and everything kept going, what stopped the piston from staying put and not destroying the rest? It's a conversation that, yeah, would be debated. But in a nutshell, also, the fasteners could have come loose slightly, but they were fast when we did the disassembly. So guys, we've used these stock pistons for over 6, I think we're going on 7 years. With the time and the power and the abuse, you'd be foolish and stupid to not realize how good of a design this is to give you so much life. So that was a wonderful, wonderful piston, served its purpose. So these stock pistons can take the boost, because what breaks or melts a piston is tuning, bad fueling, timing, nothing else. Wrist pin and all of that, different discussion. So let's look at what's left with the engine block. So on the engine block side, that's the engine block. As you can see, all mains and big ends perfect. Only number 3, wait, let go. And we use the block brace. The block brace did its job. Block brace stayed intact. And what happened right there was when the rod let go, knocked that in turn, caused the hole at the bottom. And yanked around, whoop, 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 came, knocked this brace and ended up there. So guys, once again, for guys with tight budgets, the poor man main caps, we call this the poor man's main cap, these things work. We make quite good horsepower, and everything has stayed intact. As you can see, original main caps, everything has stayed intact. Everything. Look at how good the bearings look. Look at that. Look at that. Even the thrust washers, every single one of them. Just some slight score and dirt marks because of contamination, but everything else, guys, stayed intact. So main caps do work. So if you ever do need, guys, feel free, give us a shout here at Air-Volution Motorsport and we'll get you organized. But everything else stayed intact. Nothing broke. No main caps, nothing. Everything stayed intact. Everything was still fastened in place. We've abused this engine. 6 years plus, caps work. So time to just upgrade. Maybe put some new Pratley steel there. I think Pratley steel will work. Or just weld it. Time to upgrade, guys. The all new and improved 10:1 compression ratio drum pistons. That's with the uprated gudgeon pin. You can see what a difference. Uprated gudgeon pin.